you guess shooting for Wild Kingdom?
Yeah, that's it. An orangutan.
Where'd you pick that up from?
Got it as a present, actually.
Greetings, everyone. This is Sean from the future. Yes, what we're watching was, of course, recorded on June 8th, 1991. What you are hearing of me right now is being recorded on the early morning of March 30th, 2012. So, welcome to more 7-Eleven memories. I've actually removed the audio from a good chunk of this video simply because it does feature some friends who have expressed their wishes not to be seen or heard in my YouTube videos. So I just thought I'd take this opportunity to do a nice little voiceover for you. But as you don't actually see them in the video, I figured, as long as I remove the audio, then all should be hunky-dory. And so you can see here we're playing the Simpsons pinball game. To give you some idea of, the time frame here, this was shortly after Season 2 of The Simpsons had ended. Season 1 was, of course, 89-90, Season 2 was 90-91, and at this point, Season 3 had not yet started. So, The Simpsons had pretty much exploded in popularity, and already you were seeing video games, pinball games and stuff. We'll come back to that in a minute. But here's Pit Fighter, which is, was pretty notable at the time because it was one of the first games, if not the first game, to really majorly feature fully digitized characters. So you had actual actors who had been filmed, and individual frames used to create animations using that footage for the characters and whatnot. And there's my reflection in the screen there, filming the old Sony CCD F45 Video 8 camcorder. Yeah, I was quite blown away by these graphics at the time. I was just like, wow, they're using actual real live people in the graphics. That's amazing. Like, you'll never actually have to draw anything again. And to me, this just made my imagination real. This made me think, like, wow, I could actually do this kind of thing on the Amiga using the frame grabber function, which you'll learn about in future episodes of MMC Retro, and do this kind of thing. And my friends, a couple of my friends were into computer programming, so I was thinking, like, this just opened up a whole new world of possibilities, using digitized graphics instead of hand-drawn sprites and whatnot. Thinking like, wow, we could do our own video game. So I was really keen to, do something like that. In my case, I wanted to do something sort of like Dragon's Lair, do like a Dragon's Lair type of game, but using all digitized graphics. But, and we did film some test footage for stuff like that, but sadly we never actually turned it into a game. So anyway, yeah, here back to the Simpsons pinball game. I figured since we're mostly watching us playing video games here, I'd talk about some of the video games that I used to play in 7-Eleven. So there was, of course, the old beat-em-ups like, Pit Fighter and some other ones. There was some Neo Geo games such as Ninja Combat and Sengoku, which were two that we really enjoyed. Later on, there was, of course, Street Fighter 2, which appeared in one of the local 7-Elevens near where I was living at the time. A number of pinball games as well. The Simpsons was there for quite a while. There was another one called Escape from the Lost World, which was a really good pinball game. Really liked that one a lot. And we found a trick for that where we could just keep on racking up hundreds of thousands of points and getting as many free games as we wanted. If you poke around YouTube, actually, you can find footage of pretty much all of these games, including the pinball games. Yeah, I was going to say about The Simpsons, just to give you some idea of just how huge they were and how fast they became so huge. I mean, this was, like I say, like Season 2 had barely finished, and already there was this pinball game. And it was a really good pinball game, too. I mean, there was a few video games that had come out. I think the NES, the first NES game, Bart vs. the Space Mutants, had come out, but it wasn't particularly good. It had its problems. It was, like, really difficult and stuff. But the pinball game was awesome. You'll actually get to hear some of the voice samples and whatnot they used for it. They had, like, a lot of voices of characters from the show and music from the show and stuff like that. And it was just a really well done pinball game, like very, very fun to play. Some other games we used to play, there was Stun Runner was one that I played quite a bit there. That was at this 7-Eleven, actually, in Selkirk. There was Golden Axe, actually, which I think you'll see in this video coming up. Golden Axe is a long-time arcade favorite of mine. Always really liked that one. And, yeah, so, you know, we used to play a lot of games at 7-Eleven. That was sort of the thing to do, was like we'd go and we'd get our Slurpees and our nachos and our Sev burgers, and then we'd just pour several, you know, $20 worth of quarters into the video games. And, yeah, it was a lot of fun. Good times. So here we actually see one of my friends playing Pit Fighter. Oh, and he just crapped out. Oh, and here we go. Here's Golden Axe. Yeah, Golden Axe was kind of notable in my personal video game history because it was one of the few, one of the first video games I actually finished. Just poured enough quarters into it to actually finish it. Another one was Space Gun. And I think in some of the video letter entries, I actually talk about various video games that I had completed. In fact, you might even see that on one of the episodes on these DVDs. I don't recall. It's been a while since I've actually watched the episodes. But, yeah, good stuff. So, in the case of, you know, Pit Fighter, being all obsessed with the whole digitized graphics thing, you'll notice I filmed the attract mode again. A little later. I just wanted to get the whole attract mode on there with all the digitized graphics. I thought it was just really cool how they had incorporated these live action characters into this video game and actually made them playable and such. I mean, to me it was just a revolution in gaming graphics, and we were at the, you know, the forefront of a whole new frontier of graphics excellence. So here we're back to the pinball game. I should mention one of the things about this particular Simpsons game is the tilt function wasn't particularly sensitive, and you could actually drag the game back and forth without tilting it, which you'll see my friend here do at one point. Anyway, I'll just let you hear the game sounds from here on, and talk to you next time.
Oh, there's another guy in here. I didn't even know he was in the fight. He's faster than punching.
Oh shit, this kick button is working now.
He's faster than punching.
Gotta get out of there first though.
He threw you
sorry,
out. Hit him when he's down, you get brutality. Oh!
Little finger. Whoa, I got pretty rangy.
Get out of that, man.
How did I do that? Oh, it killed me.
Oh, just getting out of hand. Uh-oh, right in the head.
Oh shit. I'm toast now, man.
Get up, Rob.
I'm trying to.